Hi, everybody. This is short notice, but I was trying to get on all day, and everybody's been just waiting for people to come in. Can everyone hear me all right? Hello? Okay. I was watching all day. I've been on here. Oh, hi, Noodle. How are you? Hello, Giggles. How are you today? It's been a tiring day. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I was just kind of disappointed today, and how some of these things have been going, and and so let's get down to it. So, my last live, people have been getting the wrong idea that I suddenly support Mrs. P. That isn't true. I'm not sitting here defending her behavior one bit. She's responsible for her own behavior. She's the one who sat here making threats against Noodle here. She did that all on her own, right, everybody? She did that all on her own. And people like Hooker and Natasha keep going, keep trying to keep this fight going, this whole little ordeal. Aren't people kind of sick of it already? What Noodle did, she explained why she did it. She explained why she did it. She explained the ifs and whys. She's showing proof. Why can't people let this go? This is getting aggravating to people. Noodle went to court and got an anti-stalking order. Get a grip. Just exactly, exactly. We're all getting sick of it, and these comments coming from the Natasha and Hooker camp are getting utterly ridiculous. I went over to Hooker's. Hello, Jess Ruby. How are you today? Yeah, these comments are getting utterly out of control. I saw some of these idiots featured on Sirens Live today, or Premiere, or whatever you want to call it, and they were pathetic. They were utterly misinformed of the whole process. Absolutely, Gypsy. She has caused so many problems. She has caused so many problems, but so has Hooker. Hooker has caused problems. She inserted herself in where it doesn't belong, for one. And then Natasha has this complex of she has to win, and she cuts her losses. Exactly, Jess. This whole thing needs to stop. And how many times has Noodle said on her live streams? I heard it like more than once. Do not attack Mrs. P in my name. Do not do it for me. It is unacceptable. Don't send her emails. Nasty emails. I saw one of them last night on Jamie's stream. It wasn't that nice of an email. Now, whoever sent that email ought to be ashamed of themselves. Exactly, Jess. She says it all the time. Right, Noodle. People need to stop harassing her about court or about you. You know? Mrs. P brought a lot of this stuff upon herself. People over here tried to warn her, if you do this, this is against the law. You can't do that, Mrs. P. That's against terms of service. Mrs. P, you're going too far here. We told her Hooker's only using you and trying to stir the pot. We said the same thing about Natasha, but she fails to listen. We all know that we can't tell Mrs. P what to do. But I'm not gonna sit I wasn't gonna sit back and let her lie about people. She lied about Lycan. She lied about Tiffany. She lied about so many other people. And at the same time, exactly, Gypsy. We're not that stupid. We can see her behavior from a mile away. But at the same time, okay, she's not the I understand her medical records were actually leaked. She's not the brightest bulb in the shed. We can all admit that. She does have problems. She does suffer from mental illness. I understand that. I'm not going to argue with doctors. But so does Noodle. So what's the logic here? So you're harassing one mentally disabled person to defend another. Does that make any sense to anybody? Does that make any sense whatsoever? It doesn't. Yes, that's fine, Gypsy. You don't have to be sorry for saying that. She's a drink short of a Happy Meal. Exactly. It's But at the same time, we're not going to be sitting here. The normal people over here aren't going to sit here and hold her by the hand, and say, Natasha, Kelly, don't do that. Kelly, you can't do that. She's fully capable of learning. If she can go on a channel and teach people how to cook a recipe or do crafts, she's perfectly capable of learning. Hi, Mama Knows Best. How are you today? She's Hi, Patty G. She's perfectly capable of learning simple skills, simple life skills. but she doesn't want to take accountability. So what's the complaint here? She said that she got her freedom of speech taken away from her. No, she hasn't. She just can't go over and harass Noodle and tell lies about her. That's all. She could still talk in private to people, which I think is part of the problem here. She's still nagging some people on because she even admits, which I kind of believe in a way, that she continues to talk to people complaining about Noodle. So why is this back and forth keep happening? Because they want, I said it the last time, they want content. They go harass both sides of the fence wanting entertainment purposes. But don't these people realize that these are two human beings here? I'm not supporting Mrs. P's behavior, everybody. I've sat here on this channel and I called out Mrs. P's lies. I called out her nasty community posts. I put my foot down and said enough is enough. But at the same time, I said, this is how you deal with a channel that you don't like. You don't go send threatening emails or nasty emails to them. You don't go over and troll their chat while they're live. You don't go real life on them by calling the police for shitty reasons. Well, I'll admit she has done some loony things on here. We know she's a community loon. Okay? But exactly, Gypsy. Real lives are not acceptable. But if Mrs. P actually said directly she's going to kill herself, well, I could see someone calling the police to get her some help or doing something so dangerous. But some of these police calls were actually on rabid speculation. You get what I'm saying? They were uncalled for. Just because she posts coffin photos. Yeah, it was loony, I admit it. She posted toilet photos with her shit in it. Oh, I didn't know about that, Noodle. If she had a knife and she was threatening people with it, then the police should have been called. Just because she has a knife on her isn't really a reason, unless she's making threats to hurt herself or someone else. You get what I'm saying? Because Noodle, you're a crafter. You might have a knife because you're cutting something. What if someone called the police on you because you had a knife? You see where I'm going here? Oh, okay, Patty G. Yeah, then you can call the police. If she actually threatened herself and you have it on tape. But some of these calls I've seen when they actually call the police, they were uncalled for. Yeah, I actually believe some of these stunts she pulled in the past. I'm not degrading all the police calls here. I'm just saying some people had the nerve to call the police when it wasn't warranted. Oh dear, yeah, I never saw that. And if I saw that, girls, I would have called myself because that is not acceptable behavior. That must have been so scary. Oh, yes, Gypsy. She lies so much. This is the thing. And then she cries her crocodile tears that are never there. You actually have a point. Nobody on this platform can actually help her. She needs more couch time. I hate to say it like Natasha does, but she's actually right on that. She needs more couch time than all of us can provide her. True. You got a point there, Patty G. But what I'm trying to say is okay, you post a coffin photo, right? That's not a direct threat. You see what I'm saying? A few of a few of the incidents that I saw were uncalled for. This is what I'm saying, what I saw with my own eyes. But Patty G, when she has alcohol and pill bottles and says things, yeah, but she's doing a lot of this stuff for attention. You got to understand that because the so-called alcohol she has is actually water in a bottle. Because if you actually look at the drink, yes. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because this fighting needs to stop. You know, from Hooker's side, Natasha's side, and even people that support Noodle. You shouldn't be coming. Hi, Tiff. You shouldn't be. This whole back and forth needs to stop. Don't don't people want peace? It isn't about who did what to whom. I just wanted to make clear for my last live that I'm not defending Mrs. P's horrible behavior in the past. But it's such a shame. Just Ruby, the best thing to do is if you don't know if it's real, don't do anything. That's the best thing. If it's clear it's something real, like the knife incident, then you do something. Noodle, if Hooker and Extinct 2 made it clear they won't stop, maybe you need to consider legal action. I'm just saying. Exactly, Daria. I'm changing the conversation in a minute. So I just wanted to make clear about my last live. It's not a support for Mrs. P. I was just saying this whole nonsense needs to stop. Well, I'm saying, Patty G, if it is anyone from Noodle's side of the fence, it's going to be found out. Don't sit there and my advice would be don't make videos and tag her in it. Don't antagonize her. You get what I'm saying? Exactly, Tip. They are both disgraces for women. You know, is what's wrong with peace here? Because I was at Noodles earlier, and people are actually sick of it. Now I'm actually going to get into Jamie and Tiffany. Tiffany, I'm sorry you broke up with Jamie. I heard earlier. Hi Linda, how are you? You're a smart young lady, and I wish you the best. And I think you have more class than CJ gives you credit for. Because I heard earlier that CJ's trying to get you on his panel for you to talk. And she doesn't really know you. It doesn't make any sense to anybody that after the way Tiff was treated by CJ, treated by AJ, treated by Granny, that she'd go over and go on CJ's panel and start talking. Exactly, Tiff. Don't they use their brains? Don't these people use their brains? You know, it was the biggest piece of stupidity I ever heard today. CJ thinks that oh, let's attack Tiffany. Let's see. Let's see what we can do to break the happy couple up. I'm glad you have I'm glad to hear that, Tiff. I'm glad to hear that. You have nothing bad to say. Sometimes these relationships don't work out. You get what I'm saying? And they are barking up the wrong trees, Tiff. Yeah, it is sad, Tiff. Okay? It is sad. I was just listening today. I knew for several days before the news came out. I kind of assumed something was up because you weren't really around, and you get what I'm saying. I said something's off here, and I just said it's none of anyone's business unless until they announce it. So it's, you see what I'm getting at, Tiff? It is pretty sad. So they think so. CJ and Granny thinks that you're gonna crawl on your feet to them, which I think is pathetic and funny. I was laughing this afternoon because I think Tiffany has more class than that. And especially the one who hopped on panel this afternoon on CJ's panel, Scotty. Really? The one who threatened to go up, send revenge porn to her school, and she's going to run over there. These people don't think these things through, do they? These people are the epitome of stupid. Exactly, Jess Ruby. I was like watching CJ's lives this afternoon because it was being restreamed. And I was like the epitome of CJ. What the hell is wrong with her? First, she makes songs on Tiff, and that she's a hoe, and other disgusting things. And then she turns and offers to and then wants Tiffany to come up on her panel. It's like the uh I don't get it either, Tiff. I don't get it either. I'm beginning to think that Granny's watching, Granny Jessica, is worse than Natasha, to be honest with you. I just don't know which one of them is worse. Because you look at CJ and you see, okay, it's the same old crowd. It's CJ, Granny's Jessica, then you got Jur. It's the same old UK company. Oh, and we can't forget Lori, can we? Because I remember, what was it, a few weeks ago? She showed up on Auntie's panel, triggered that Marie 21 was on was being was on panel, and she couldn't handle it. She was told numerous times to behave herself. And guess what happened? She had to be timed out. Not once, twice. Yeah. So she's another Karen. Yeah, Granny's watching might be worse. I don't know which one, I don't know which scale to go on. Based on, I was watching Dorothy today and I was like, what the fuck? It's, it isn't something to celebrate, Tiffany. It's like, what the, I'm not happy about it. Nobody's happy about it. It's like it's like we in here wish you the best, Tiff. We wish you and Jamie the best. Whatever happens, and you have our support. We're not going to sit here and be little imbeciles and sit there and take sides just because someone broke up. Look at Jamie and Sarah. I'm just gonna use that as an example. They broke up and they still get along to this day. So you get what I'm saying, everybody? These people don't have to win. CJ doesn't have to win. Granny Jess doesn't have to win. Jur doesn't have to win. You know, they don't have to win if we don't let them. Now, I really like Tiff's video. Hold on here. Which one is it? Was it Granny's video? Oh, wait a minute. Forget which one it is, but let me see here. Videos. Okay, I can't find it, but it's probably up there somewhere. But the one, yeah, I can't find it. Which video is it, Tiff? The one with the not the one with the cancer, but the one where her kids are mentioned, where she drags her kids. Was that your video or was that Lindsay's? Let me see here. Let me find it. Okay. Here we go. Not on this one. Darn it. Well, Let's just put it this way. Oh, okay. Moral hypocrisy part 2. Okay. Okay, Tiff. Hold on. Let me go.
Why the fuck isn't this motherfucker blocked already? Why do you come in under your real account, Paul? Who's the real victim, Paul? You fucking idiot. Come under your real names. That's what I'm talking about. You all run your mouths under these old accounts. I'm right the fuck here. You know my name. You know my address. You know what I look like. Fucking cam up. Big
Says the woman.
ass, Billy ass bitches under fucking old accounts.
Says the woman that shoplifts.
Me and Barb did for years.
If I was a homophobic person, do you think my daughter would ever came to me and said, Mom, I think I'm gay? No, absolutely not.
Right.
Never. And I shared this with you, Roddy, and I'm sure there's other people out there I shared it with.
Exactly, Linda.
My son
She
shows
whacked.
very feminine traits. Very feminine traits. It could be because he's being raised by a single mom. It could be because he's gay and he's going to one day come out as gay. I don't care either way. It doesn't
Right.
matter. It doesn't change a damn thing to me. And I've shared this with Roddy. I said to Roddy, I said, you know what, Roddy? I actually think my son may be. He does feminine traits, you know, and guess what? I don't judge. If he wants a pink fucking dress, you can have a pink fucking dress. I'll never forget. He wanted to be the princess from Frozen, but he wanted to be Hawk. You know what we did? We put the Frozen dress over Hawk. I have never once ever. I always tell my kids, my son wanted a toy kitchen. My sister said, you can't have a toy kitchen. That's for girls. Men are chefs too. Men are fashion.
Just because her kid is a cross-dresser doesn't make the person gay. I'm just gonna point that out. So what she's doing here is she's outing her own kids to make herself look good. Hi, Siren. Welcome. What Granny Jessica's doing is she's trying to make herself look good in front of people. She wants to say, oh, I'm not a homophobe. Look, my kids are gay. Did they actually come out to you and say, I'm gay? Or did they or are you just noticing little shit and you're just making assumptions? Because this is disgusting.
Men are fathers. My son has baby dolls when he was little. I mean, stop.
Same with my son. I love my son to play with baby dolls.
Again, either I'm a whore or I can't get laid. Make up your minds because it ain't making sense. And maybe, if some of you logged off YouTube long enough, you could get laid. You fucking incels out there that spend hours on a panel when you got a chick in your fucking house, and we're now supposed to convince ourselves that you slept with them?
Excuse me, Granny? That's none of your business. What Tiff and Jamie do is none of your damn business. So why are you here sitting here bitching and whining? Oh, that's right. That's right. Because you didn't get any. That's why. Hi, Navigator. Hi, Wild Fox. Hi, Becca Chu. Yeah, because you didn't get any. At least Jamie had the brains to dump your fucking ass. Granny. Well, what did you want, Granny? Did you think, oh, he has a little bit of money and a home and a car? So, you said you decided to hit him up because you wanted someone to take care of you. Was that your plan and it backfired, Granny Jess? Come on. We all know your record with shoplifting. Hi, Wyoming. Yeah, you even got busted 2 times in 1 week. Just recently. Was it Kohl's department store? Where you were getting 5-finger discount, honey? 5-finger discount? Did you get a rush when the cop siren, the police car siren was on? Them arresting you? Wow, Granny. And you sit here and
Get the fuck out of here. We have a fucking problem because Shift, I know your name. Okay, I'll run a background on you. I will find you and I will treat you with the same energy you're treating me with. When you're trying to get these men, why are men on the internet going real life on women anyway?
but you go real life on people. You even threatened Lindsay. Remember? She went out of her way to tell you that someone or some people that your daughter's information was going around. But what does she get for it? What does she get for it? You attack her, you go real life, and now you're trying to interfere in her child custody. What the fuck is wrong with you, Granny? There's something really wrong with you. Oh, some of you people.
What the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. I mean, it's just a
Double fuck you. Fuck you.
They gave you no grace during grandmother's funeral. None. No grace. And you got a diagnosis yesterday that was horrific. And anybody would be probably
2 days ago.
still trying to process, this. And yet they want to analyze it and want proof. Like, you people are fucking sick.
Yeah, I'll get proof eventually. I don't need to prove anything right now. I didn't even sit down and talk to everybody else.
You had HPV, Granny. Did you know that those are genital warts? Hi, Charlie Ann. Welcome. So you have genital warts, and then you turn that into cancer. So you had precancerous cells and an abnormal pap smear. Wow, big deal. So you use it to grift the community. Woohoo. So you go on this little grifting campaign. The all famous Granny, the cancer survivor. So many people fell for it. Would everyone in your life be proud of you? The felon? You even steal. I'm probably sure you stole from plenty of people without getting caught.
Yeah, I want to see these people turn on their cameras at 2 o'clock in the morning. If they're dealing. Yeah. That was one of the things the doctor said to me when I left is to make sure I have a will. Do you know how that fucking feels?
Bullshit, Granny.
No, I don't. And I hope I never.
And then they said I must be lying about it because I went live that night. Angela, didn't I personally tell you guys, listen, stop sending me sympathies because I'm not letting this register just yet. I'm not ready to let it resonate with me. So I'm not handling it right now. So don't send me any, I'm sorry to hear that, or you know what I mean? Because I haven't let it go in yet.
Because it wasn't true, Granny.
Yeah, and you've told a few of us the whole story that they're trying to twist the 2019 thing.
Yeah.
Which is
First off, in 2019, I was in a horrific car accident. I'm pretty sure it's 2019. That definitely sidetracked everything, and we had the beginning of the fucking pandemic.
So you don't remember when you got into a major car accident? That must have been a traumatic, so-called traumatic event for you. So you couldn't remember that.
So yeah, I had them come back and say it's an abnormal pap smear, but I didn't follow through with it like a fucking idiot. Right. I didn't say doctors were closed. I didn't say I couldn't get in because doctors were closed. I said COVID began. There's a fucking difference. When COVID began, my kids were home with me 24/7. There was no school. There was no babysitters. There was no stores open. It was hard to go fucking anywhere. So yeah, I stupidly ignored my medical, my body's, whatever. I ignored my health at that point, and it was stupid of me. And now it's cancer. So
you lying fucking scamming bitch.
Cancerous cells, and it's the thing to go get the fucking cod whatever. And in 2019, it was abnormal. COVID happened. Everything shut down. Couldn't get seen. And now.
Oh, come on, Granny. More lies, more lies, more lies, more lies. All you know how to do is lie. If you needed to get a test, you probably could get one at that time. Exactly, Wyoming. So many women have abnormal paps. And some women that have abnormal paps, it's a sign of HPV, not cancer. So either she had HPV, cancer, or she had nothing at all. She's just making this whole thing up. So, what's more likely? She takes something that happened and she exaggerates the whole thing, trying to make some money off it. Yeah, that's more likely, Because I don't think she's
You lied
smart enough
about
to
it
come up
because
with
you
this
said
on
it was
her
full
own.
blown, and now you're backpedaling because your ass got caught.
22. Why I didn't want to tell this to YouTube. It was not my intent to ever tell it to YouTube. But if I have to explain to needy fucking grown-ass women why I'm not able to respond to their text messages, there it is, sweetheart.
Well, unfortunately, cervical cancer is becoming more common.
Didn't your close friends know about this because
It's becoming more common.
issues you were having?
Yeah.
And okay, Jess, you got to get into the doctor. You got to get into the doctor. What does NC want those graphic know about this because the
sweetheart?
Well, unfortunately, cervical cancer is becoming more common.
Want those graphic pictures?
Yeah, didn't I send them to you guys first to say, hey, I think there's something wrong with me? And then I said, remind me to call my
Of
family
course,
doctor
there's
tomorrow.
something wrong with you, Jess. If there's something wrong in that head of yours. Of course, the doctors were going to say there's something wrong with. We think something's wrong with you. What do you think? Were you actually seeing a psychiatrist? And you're saying it was the gynecologist or the OBGYN? I don't know if they're one and the same amount of females. So sorry if I'm getting that those two mixed up. But did they call in a counselor for you, Granny? Jessica? And they say there's something mentally wrong with you. Is that what happened? I don't know.
Then I called my family doctor, they got me in, and that's where I'm at. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I went to
Okay, so they tell you might have cervical cancer, and you sit on there and wait and wait and wait. Huh? Does that make any sense to anybody? If any of you females, if your doctor said you might have cervical cancer, would you take care of that right away, or would you sit there and wait? Exactly, Tiff. Because according to the receipts I've seen, she was willing to take her kids out of school to come down here to North Carolina and bang Jamie. Now, who in their right minds would do that? That doesn't sound right in the head to me. Oh yeah, her parents probably wouldn't babysit the kids for internet sex. You know, some people have a little brain for that.
the family doctor 2 days ago, and
It's amazing they're
she
able to
gave
get
me
you
a
in so
specialist
fast.
information, and believe it or not,
That is
got me in at
ecto.
2:00 yesterday, and Gen X happened to be live, and I went into hers because I know.
That was testings being sent. And I know we've all spoken about this, but again, I urge people to use their common sense. Why would I privately send that to a friend as proof against the allegations that I was lying and make the statement that I made if I was lying? That's first. That's for starters. This was a friend.
Probably because you didn't think you'd get caught. You probably thought the person was stupid.
Right? I didn't put that on YouTube. I sent it to a friend. The other thing is the verbiage I use. So any other time they want to say that I'm uneducated, you know, that I use the wrong terms, that I make up words, which is all very much true. Besides the uneducated part, I just, grammar's not my best. It's not my forte. They're sticking to the fact that I said full-blown cancer.
Aw, Granny.
Why the fuck isn't this motherfucker blocked already? You come in under your role.
Aw, Granny. Poor thing. Wah. Wah, Granny. Let's find the other. Let's play the first video. Hold on.
Moral hypocrisy is the motivation to appear moral while, if possible, avoiding the cost of actually being moral. This is in opposition to moral integrity, which is the motivation to act in accord with moral principles, to actually be moral. And Granny's watching demonstrated this perfectly today with her shameful and disgusting live stream she did about craft and invoices. Let's watch this degenerate show absolutely no compassion to a person's private life and a private situation going on in their home that nobody should have heard.
And just remember, at the end of the day, you are in control of your life. You are in control of what you put up with in life. I'm no longer going to put up with slander, especially from people who are doing the things they are accusing me of. So if that includes me playing this phone call for you all to hear as well, then yes, that's what I'm going to do. The cheesecake was phenomenal. At the end of the day, I'm not responsible for what two grown-ass adults do.
But you're responsible for what you do, right, Granny? You're responsible for the shit you do and the morals you put out there. But you don't, it's don't do to me. Don't do it to me, but I can do it to you attitude. It doesn't work that way, honey.
To each other offline, but I'm also not going to continue to take their abuse online.
Grown ass adult. Well, I don't think so. What age does she act? Does she act like she's 8 years old? I'd say she has the brain capacity of an 8-year-old, to be honest with you, the way she acts.
So now you all have a glimpse into what we already suspected, and that's what it is. And I leave it at that. I haven't done a stream on Kim and Crafton. I didn't plan on doing a stream on Kim and Crafton, but when I heard this morning, it suddenly clicked and it all made sense. Except the fact that they beat each other and don't call it out.
Okay, so you're claiming domestic violence. Wow, that hasn't been proven yet, Granny. So why don't you prove it? I'm sure you can't prove that. You can't even prove Crafton hit Kim. Kicked her, punched her, choked her. All lies made up by Natasha, and you're just running with it. I never saw proof of it. And I guess I'll be waiting till hell freezes over till I see it. So, it doesn't exist.
They're the ones that are guilty if anything happens. Be a real friend, pick up your phone, and make sure they're fucking okay. Get off the panel, stop the YouTube bullshit, and check on people in their real lives. The same way.
Excuse me? Didn't I go over this before? She actually thought she pushed the right mute button, but she pushed the wrong one. And Voices actually took full responsibility for it. Do you apologize, Granny Jessica, for what you do when it's wrong? Do you admit when you do something actually fucked up on here? Or you said something that wasn't accurate? Or you were wrong about something? No. I never heard it. Because you get full credit for it if you said I was wrong or I'm sorry. But you just sat there. You just sit there half the time whining about your ex-boyfriend. Yeah, well, has it been 6 months or more since that went down? How did that work out for you? And then you decide, oh, that wasn't enough. That's not enough. I got to get his new girlfriend Tiffany involved into this. I gotta harass her and terrorize her too. And then turn around once they break up and offer her a spot on your panel or CJ's panel. And you think that she's gonna jump up and say okay? You really are delusional.
We have no idea what they're going through. We have no belief. I do hope they are both safe, but I will not feel any guilt.
That's the thing that you said that you will feel zero guilt. I actually believe you on that. That's the first truth bomb I'll give you. Wow. You really are pathetic.
Any guilt at all if something did happen. Because it's not my responsibility. It's none of your responsibilities. Matter of fact, it is their friends that condone them and accept the fact, the slurring, the accusing me of doing drugs, the way they are up all day and all night digging in people's lives, trying to destroy them. The lies, the endless lies. Yeah, I mean, the conspiracies.
Projecting much? Is it?
It all makes sense now. Pop a few pills and you too will be in there. You have no idea what anybody on the other end of your computer screen is going through when you are making these slanderous claims, when you are looking to hurt people, when you're looking to destroy people. You have no idea either. Don't ask me to be respectful to their real life situation when they have no respect for mine.
Well, I don't know what to say about that except for one thing. That was gross. Granny, you're gross. Yuck.
Get sales.
Okay. Hold on. Exactly. The day probably. Wouldn't you rather phrase it, Tiff? The day hell freezes over. But that will never happen. You know, the day that oh, another dummy, Kim. Another confused middle-aged woman in a midlife crisis. What is it these days? You know, these people can't even admit when they're wrong. And it's selective outrage. Oh, how dare you, Tiff? How dare you, Jamie? How dare you? How dare this? How dare you, Kim? How dare you, Crafton? How dare you, this one? But it's always, oh, I love you, Granny. Jessica, I love you, CJ. I love you, Jer. Patricia. You know, this whole thing is getting pathetic. These people keep coming around and lying. They tell these wonderful stories. They tell these stories. A lot of these people don't ask for proof of nothing. And then when they do come up with the content like a big bombshell, like a phone call, when someone's having a bad day, It says, ooh, I gotta post that. I gotta upload that. I don't like Kim. I don't like Crafton. I gotta humiliate them on my live stream. I need clicks and views. I need clicks and views. And then they throw their morals aside. And they wonder why Rainy Jessica's being called Natasha 2.0. She has another trashy and then she has a trashy co-host who bullies kids on Twitter. Oh yeah, CJ gets caught bullying kids on Twitter. She gets caught with her grifting, with her scamming. And they're just like Natasha. But some of these people are too dumb to see it, or they don't care and they just find the whole thing entertaining. I know, right? Yeah. I guess Granny Jessica will be banned from Kohl's department store. I guess they don't want her. I heard they don't want her back. And for good reason. And from what I'm hearing, she has a long criminal rap sheet for shoplifting. So now she lies. She has a criminal history for lying and stealing. And now she comes on YouTube starting with her shit. Well, she actually conned a few people in this chat at first. But they actually wised up pretty quickly to her game. Because she is actually pretty manipulative, to be honest with you, Granny. She can actually sound convincing until you really, really have to listen to her. Watch her contradict herself. And then she goes after Lindsay and goes real life on her. And I'm saying, what the hell is wrong with her? She doesn't like when people go real life on her. But it's okay for her to do whatever the hell she wants. Same thing with Natasha. Natasha thinks she could do whatever the hell she wants. She can lie about people. She can scam people, play games with people, use them as content. But don't you dare do that to her, or it's all out war. So it's all out war. And guess who decided to tag me the other day? I was kind of ignoring this little scoundrel. I don't really want to give her attention. But at the same time, she actually had a question with it. So let's answer her question, shall we? Let me just find where she... here she is. Let me just... Okay, I'm being tagged, and Pastor Mill's being tagged. And she's saying Pastor Mill didn't make homophobic statements. He shared his opinion and beliefs. You are borderline persecuting him for his beliefs. Going on and on with your slander and mocking. He isn't attacking you or anybody. Nobody has been able to produce one single piece of evidence of a homophobic slur. This is the problem around here. Creators like you creating false narratives about people and spreading lies. Sure, you are free to express your opinion, but stop spreading lies. What you are saying is simply not true. Pastor Mill has every right to say what he believes as much as you do. I don't know what you think you're doing, but you are a big part of the problem of creators attacking creators. You say people are abusive, as you call people names and mock them wearing a veggie and cartoon Snapchat filter. Very hard to take you seriously, dude. Pastor Mill has never attacked anyone. Really, AJ? Really? So you can just say things like, okay, Pastor Mill, you can make statements like Robbie's marriage isn't recognized by God. You could say a passive aggressive things like that. And that isn't homophobic. You could say things exactly, Kim. Milton isn't in the US. He's in Canada. Milton is using passive aggressive speech. He's not using the F word for a gay person. He's not using other homophobic slurs. He's using speech in a manner that's offensive and people know what it means. You're not going to find AJ's right on one thing though. You're not going to find him saying faggot to anybody. You're not going to see him calling me one, Robbie one. He's not going to come out and say it like that. Because he would be probably in a lot of trouble. But he does it passive aggressively. Let me show you. Let me go over to Pastor Mill for a second, and I'm going to give you an example. Hold on. Let me find it real quick. Go to his community post. Oh, now he's okay. Now I'm reading that he's attacking Jamie because he's Jewish. Wow. Okay, Pastor Mill. Let's see here. Jamie said Pastor, I am one of the chosen people, basically because he's Jewish. Allow me to debunk this theory. You see here, everyone? This is how he says things. So he's making anti-Jewish sentiment by going passive aggressively. And now he's using a Bible verse to do it. He's using the Bible to troll people. I've heard that belief that Jews are the chosen people, the chosen ones. I'm not going to sit there and say I agree or disagree with it. It's all up to you if you hands up, it's up for interpretation. But at the same time, but then at the end here, you see, either way, James, it's not too late. You could still ask to be a chosen, whether you're a Jew or not. Excuse me, Pastor Mill? Wow. And then you have a picture of Jesus with the crown of thorns. How lovely of you, isn't it? Oh, now here we go. Now Pastor Mill's belittling Jamie for having a disagreement with Marie 21. Excuse me? It's not your channel, Pastor Mill. And I agree. Marie did sounded a little rude. But we don't hate her. I'm saying I've said things I wouldn't necessarily say again. But at the same time, you're sitting here casting judgment. And you're sitting here defending CJ. So you're accusing Marie 21 of stalking and harassing CJ for years. Now, for my information, that's the other way around. So, okay, so Marie has been awful to CJ. Oh, wow. Wow. And she's been downright evil towards her. She's been, and I've seen months and months ago how Marie tweeted CJ. I got a clear of her completely. So to her friend, it seemed nothing to do with Marie, and it was showing Lycan's behavior. Oh, now you're looking CJ. Aw, look at that. Now you're doing CJ's dirty work for her. Aw, Pastor Mill. It's so happy when you expose yourself for the dirty bastard that you really are, isn't it? It's so great that we get to see who you really align yourself with. So you sit here and support a shoplifter, a serial shoplifter who continues to shoplift from retail stores. You support Country Joe and trolling minor children. That's been proven over and over again. You sit here and you tell someone that their marriage won't be recognized by God in non so certain terms. And then you cry and say, I'm not a homophobe. I never made a homophobic statement. Really? I don't think people around here would agree with you. Okay. Aww. This video is not in support of Marie. Aww. Well, Marie 21, we support you here. We support you 100%. And you're always welcome here, so. Excuse me, Auntie's tries to put words in your mouth. I saw the video loud and clear. I don't think anyone's putting words in your mouth but you, Pastor Mill. Okay, and here's the video I came here for. Apparently this message was meant for me. Kim has a new nickname for me now, Milton. Aw. Hello, Milton. How are you today? It's okay. I've been called worse. You can call me whatever you want. Don't call me late for supper. I guess Kim is trying to make a homophobic dig at me, seeing her and Crafton like digging so much. So seeing it's Thanksgiving and all, I'll pay $500 to the first person who can find a clip of me where I made a homophobic statement. So it's like blah, blah, blah. She's lying that Canada don't have Cash App for some reason. Because he probably doesn't want to pay. Right? And you see what video here that he's referring to? Oh yeah, her gay video. Her topic was big old gay, lesbian, bi, and transgendered Christians. They're Milton. Oh, there we go. There's passive aggressiveness again, Pastor Milton. Here we go. So you're actually digging it without even have to say it's like putting up a racist meme without having to use a racial slur. We get it, Pastor Mill. You don't have to be so out with it for us to get the context. You dumb idiot. Crafton, they used to believe in the Bible to justify slavery back in the day that black people were the mark of Cain or something, or was it Abel? I forget which one it was. But that's how American slave owners and that's how they justified that's how they justified the slave trade. Yeah, that was I think the Baptist. That's how they justified it at first. Yeah, they had to find something back in the day to justify their actions. So that's what they did for racism, and then it continued for some years. Exactly, Linda, he's fake. He can't even tell Christian history accurately. So he's just a wannabe troll who uses the Bible to do his trolling for him. That's just my opinion. I'm sure it's many of yours, but yeah, some of these things, there's everything in the Bible. Everything from genocide to rape to slavery to whatever unimaginable horror you can find, it's in there. And then some of these people, they used to use it to justify their actions. It's the same with the Quran. A lot of these people used to use these books back in antiquity and sometimes today to justify their actions or their hatred. It's exactly, Jamie. It's like they had the slaves in Egypt. Yeah, slavery's in the Bible. That's exactly where it's in the Bible, and they sit there and they justify it as, oh, they had Egypt had slaves back in the day, so it must be acceptable, right? Racism is acceptable, and then they go back to the Adam and Eve story and try to justify it some more, you know. And then they take an obscure verse from Leviticus and they start or was it Deuteronomy or something? I forget which book it's in. And then they degrade gay people. They sit here and do that to the LGBT community, and they say it's an abomination when they don't look at the entire context and the languages they were written in. Because we have okay, for example, the word bear. It has like or the word virgin. It has several different meanings depending on what context you put it in. But then and then you try to translate it into a different language. One language may not have a word for it. So then they got to find the next closest word to it, and then it gets lost. Exactly, Jamie. But he says racism is bad, according to Pastor Mill. I don't think he gives a shit. That's my opinion on it. I don't think he cares about racism because he sits there with trolls like CJ and Granny. Granny's watching, and AJ even. Exactly, but Jamie, when you say that, interpret that verse. It's what do they mean in those days as a slave? Exactly. I can't, I'm not a mind reader, but we don't know where this guy stands. I think I think his opinion will change as he can't keep his shit straight. He's a troll that will change his position whenever it suits him. Just like Granny, just like CJ, just like Jur. It's utterly pathetic. And then AJ has the nerve to tag me and ask me, oh, you're persecuting him for his beliefs. No, I'm not persecuting him for his beliefs. If he wants to believe his deluded self, fine. I'm not stopping him from believing in what he wants to believe. But don't force his don't try to force other people into believing what he does. You know, he goes over to Robbie, makes videos about Robbie being passive aggressive and nasty to him. And then he goes over to Jamie. Then he goes over to Kim. Then goes over to Crafton. Do you see a little pattern here? He seems to be going and the granny's watching AJ click. And seems to support because he doesn't I never see him criticize Granny's watching or CJ. Or Jur, for that matter. They're never criticized for no matter what they do by Pastor Schill. Yeah, I'm not preaching religion here. This guy sits here and pretends to be a pastor when Siren demonstrated in what was it, 10 minutes? And he got his pastor's license, no questions asked, no real big test. So Pastor Mill could have done the same thing and knew shit. All he had to do is read the Bible and put his own conspiracy thinking onto it. Exactly, Navigator. He sits there and puts his wife, his daughter, if they're even his children, and his wife on here, unless he stole those photos too. Exactly. You know, it's like, don't people see what people do on here? Because I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be family members or go real life, but there's, as you can see, plenty of people have done it, and it's disgusting. But he sits there and puts his wife and his daughter on here, thinking, I'm putting my money on the troll. He's just one of the trolls who just uses the Bible to sway people. And he'll use whatever verse in the Bible to troll people with. That's his thing. And I just think maybe his wife and his so-called child are just fellow trolls. But I found it really disgusting the way he kissed his daughter in one of the photos. It looks disgusting. I missed. Exactly, Tiff. Exactly. He's a shit tier failed troll. Period. Because I grew up Catholic, right? And the nuns never acted that way. The priests never acted that way, the way he does. Yes, they were pretty judgmental sometimes. But they used to say that we let God do the judging. It isn't our job to sit there and judge people. They would say what the position of the church is and let it go from there. I know, Wyoming, it is disgusting, but I'm just putting that out there. I'm just putting it out there because it was shown on another stream, and I'm not even going to play that because it's so disgusting. Exactly, Navigator. I don't know why he's getting himself so involved now. Maybe because AJ's losing, so to speak. He's not a real. There's a seminary, Navigator. They at least teach you Christian history. They'll at least teach you what Christian history is. They at least give you a background on what some of these other faiths are, because you're gonna at least encounter people like this. You're gonna encounter Muslims. You're gonna encounter Protestants or Catholics, or you get what I'm saying, everybody. So they at least train you for it, or give you an education on it. So we absolutely know that Pastor Mill doesn't have any of that training. I went through Catholic grammar school and high school, and so has all my kids. My youngest is still there, and I never seen shit like this. Oh, I never seen shit like this either. I know some of the priests in the Catholic Church can be like really creepy. It's the sex abuse scandal. But this is tops the cake. Yeah, Linda. He's pretending to be a pastor, trolling. He's trolling using the Bible. That's just what I think. It's pretty obvious he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't, and then his ministry only exists on Facebook page. So when you disagree with Pastor Milton here, they make a post, they tag you in a community post and say you're persecuting him for his beliefs. Because you don't actually believe that he's a real pastor. He didn't go through the seminary. He forces his so-called beliefs on other people, makes passive aggressive hate comments on social media. You get what I'm saying? I worked with a guy who got certified as a pastor online while getting drunk and sitting in a strip club one night on a bet. The pastor title doesn't impress me. Exactly, Navigator. I want to say this again. Siren got his pastor's license in under 10 minutes. He was live when he did this. He was live when he did it. And he even showed his pastor's license this evening. So the pastor title doesn't impress me anything. It doesn't impress me much. It is YouTube. Go to a community where they want to hear this bullshit. Exactly. There are plenty of communities, Navigator. Maybe he'd be more responsive in a white supremacist group or type of communities. I'm just being honest here. Good night, Tiffany. I have no clue, Wyoming. I don't pay attention too much to that side unless they really get bad. He first started with Mrs. Portland. That's what I remember. He started casting judgment on her. So I pretty much ignored him. The pastor thing didn't impress me any. And then he started in from there. He escalated until he only got my attention when he did his anti-gay tirade on Robbie. That's when I started looking into him some more, and I saw, oh, look at where he's connected to. He's connected to Granny, CJ, and all them other trolls. So I just see, okay, look at the where the ball rolls. Well, Dorothy was had some points tonight. Surviving the Storm actually had some points tonight. With this with Granny and these little scumbags. Exactly, Wild Fox. That's exactly what he's doing. And then he has the nerve to call Auntie Side-Eye a fake Christian type of thing. You have to go to her channel. She has the videos. She has a video on her channel about it. It's a good listen to this whole to this nonsense here. Yup, Auntie sure did. And he deserved it. He showed up out of nowhere last fall on an NC panel to call her out as a non-Christian. First time I think he appeared, and his channel had no subs. That's kind of hypocritical, Kim. It seems to be, in order to get his approval, you got to be white, Christian, and straight. You know, if you don't fit the bill, he goes after you. So he had the nerve to, okay, so he calls out Mrs. P, right? But he doesn't call out Granny's watching for her shoplifting episodes. So that's totally hypocritical. So if you call out Mrs. P for her behavior, right? Why wouldn't you call out Granny's watching for just as bad behavior and going real life on people? Right? Wouldn't that make more sense? But as Wild Fox says right here, he's a pastor and he's judging people like Mrs. P, and the Bible says do not judge. You see where we're getting at here? So he is a hypocrite and he judges people. He's not a very good Christian, isn't he? Yeah, so AJ sits there and keeps it up. So AJ's not going to shut me up. How's it worked? How's it worked so far, AJ? Yeah, and for the person who cloned me last night, cloned me, and had something really say my memes need work and everything. You did a really bad job at trying to troll me last night. It was like I was trying to listen to Jamie's live, and I was like, what? You know, I've seen people do 10 times better than you did and still didn't get a well, at least you're gone. Bye bye. You know, it's I don't know, I don't care who you are. But I have an idea. Because he wants to call out Jessica on the phone, probably. I doubt it. He probably wants some from her. But the only thing he's gonna get is crusty leftovers. Really, you know, it's oh yeah, and it wasn't even my photo on the thing. You know, it's one of those other nasty little trolls that has a history with surviving the storms. You'd probably guess who that bitch is. Exactly, Kim. Crusty, you know, it's full of warts that would fall off. Nothing impressive enough to write home to mom about. I can only imagine that, chat. Ugh. Constant yeast infections and ugh. I just don't like to talk about like that. You know, it's yeah, you got a point there. I don't think it enrages the Pope, to be honest with you. I think it's what is it called? It's not enraging the Pope, but competition for the Pope. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, because we have okay in the Catholic Church we got the gay priests who go after children. You know, we got the pedophiles. You know, they run after the kids. You know, it's disgusting. You know, but then the Catholic Church says, "Oh, you got to be celibate. There's nothing in the rules that you have to be celibate." You know, it's the exact same. But the Episcopalian Church is like saying, "Okay, to the Catholic Church, you don't have to have this." And I think the current Pope is listening, but you got resistance on the bishops' councils and everything. The Pope can't just dictate anything. So it's like when you have a Pope that wants to. So when you have a Pope that actually wants to do change in the church or whatever, it's hard because it has to go through church councils and everything. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass because I think Pope Francis is trying to modernize the church to modern needs, but Well, I'm not saying this Pope's evil, but I'm sure plenty of them were. It's like the Vatican is like can be very corrupt. Right. I'm not that involved in the church, to be honest with you. It's just me. It's just me in general. It's not just because I'm gay, but I just have issues with how the Bible was written and everything. But at the same time, you get what I'm saying. It's people like Pastor Mill that put a bad taste in my mouth. Really, I'm serious. You get these extremist people that come on, and it's like, ugh. They don't even know what being a real Christian is. Exactly, Navigator. That's how it always is. They follow the money. It's how it always was. It's because he applied some of these reforms, but it's like taking a long time for them to happen. I'm not sure if all of them are going to happen, but yeah, because I sat there and because I don't subscribe to like one religion. That's my thing. I'm very open minded and oh, that's good, Crafted. I'm really happy for you for that. Because sometimes these churches they just it depends on who runs them. Because I realized because a long time ago I thought Muslims were bad. This was just this was like my ignorance back a long time ago. And then I realized it's not Muslims that are the problem. I realized, wait a minute, it's the people who run these churches sometimes that are the problem. It's the select few at the top, that politicize these issues and interpret some of this stuff that are actually the problem. And a lot of these Muslims, they're actually great people. It's just some of these extremists at the top sit there and make their. Hi, Robbie. How are you? Exactly. It's like you see these Middle Eastern countries, and there's vast difference in Islam from one region to the other because it's who's running the mosques. Yeah, it's who's running the mosques and who's running the church. Like the Vatican runs the Catholic Church. You got several entities running Islam. You got plenty of people who run Protestant churches, and then you got splinter people like Pastor Mill who sit there and troll people online. It's oh, it's cold out, Navigator. Oh boy, it's I'm in North Carolina and it's cold. It's in the 40s here. And it's dropping. Already, Robbie? Winter hasn't even started yet. Yeah, I'm just glad that we had an awfully hot summer here, so it's like I'm just glad for it to cool down just a tad. But I think it's getting too cold too quickly. That's just for me. Exactly. These weather patterns are like changing like crazy. Oh yeah, Chicago. I used to be I'm from the Great Lakes too. I grew up there. Oh yeah, it gets cold. Oh yeah. I sort of not I don't miss it. The only thing I miss is the people. They're like a little smarter up there. A lot of these people some of these people down here don't know the difference between a knife and a fork. I'm serious. It's difficult for smart people to explain things to idiots. So it's like I have to explain things in 5 different ways to try to get people to understand it. It's like but I think some people from up north can get it the first time around. So okay, I've been on for 2 hours now, so it's time to go. Till next time. Feel free to leave a tip. Okay. Bye-bye.